Welcome back to the channel, guys. This is Slight. Today we're going to be putting a Burly Brand 12-inch Ape hangers onto the Rebel 1100, Rob's 1100. Okay, so basically they come as a full kit. For the non-DCT, you're going to have this little collar, okay? And then they're already pre-drilled for you, and they have the ends for your bar end weights. In doing this, you're going to have to do a new clutch cable. You're also going to need to change your brake line, and then of course everybody's favorite thing, wiring, right? So we're going to go through everything on this and show you exactly how to get it done. First, we're going to want to take this whole assembly off. Makes it easier to actually work on. So we're going to want to take the mirrors off first. These are going to be an H5 or 5 mil. It's actually loose. You're going to loosen this off, right? Because we're going to replace this cable. We're replacing this brake line. We're going to do some wiring up here, and then we're also going to be doing some wiring down in here. Okay, so that's all for the controls. So what we're going to end up doing is we're going to actually remove these. We're going to remove the actual connectors, the brake line, and the cable. That way we can take the whole assembly off. So just like the 500, there's going to be these little clips on both sides. That's that goes in there. Oh, there's another clip underneath here too, underneath both bars, but they are on the opposite side, so I'm gonna have to take it apart before I do that. The only extensions we're going to need to do is that one, and then this one goes down. So this one here, these two there, those are for this, that's that side. Pretty easy. So these two, no problems. This would have been better if there was another one of these clips, connectors, up here. But there's not, because that one, this one here, this wire here, comes all the way down into here. That's the difference. But everything else is good, as long as I can get this apart. Okay, so we're going to have to drain the brake fluid. Okay, so completely drain. Now there is going to be some brake fluid, so all you're going to do is bleed the front just a little bit, maybe one or two. Again, just kind of holding this down. We want to get rid of all the fluid in that line. Now we're going to have to bleed the system afterwards anyway, so this is not really a big deal. Okay, so you're going to want to take this banjol out. You're going to push this out, and then we're going to go and take the actual fitting down in the bottom here, but you're going to have to access that from the left-hand side. Okay, so you're going to take that bolt out. So this is actually the unit here. There's just an 8 mil there. You're going to take this line off. So you're not doing anything on this side. You're just going to be replacing this block and that whole line. So that is obviously going to go up to the master, and then that is the block. This block here is going to be this. So all you're going to do is replace that line like that. Replace that line there, and we'll go from there. And before we do this, we're going to put a rag in here just in case there is any residue still there.
You can see in the video your hand was blocking.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, my favorite part is when I get to the editing portion of it, and then I look at it and I'm like, wow. So there might be a little bit of fluid in here. That's perfectly fine. That's what the rag's for. I did bleed it out, but sometimes there is a little bit more. And there is, okay? I mean, if they ended up having something like this on the 500, it'd be so easy to do these.
Wow.
Like, they did a really good job with the 1100 having things accessible. Okay. So we're going to keep that in here just because now that the block is at the bottom, we got to take this off because it has to go out through there because the block's too thick to go up. So we are just going to, again, we're going to grab a rag underneath here just in case. And of course, it's just a 12 mil. Again, the line is bled, but there is still going to be some residue inside. So that's about 10 inches in length that you're actually gaining from this, so not too bad. So we're just going to work it up through the bottom. So you got to be very careful when you're doing these, just because you want to have this so that it's still loose, right? You don't want that completely tight, that 8 mil. And then you want to be able to go, and then you're going to go backwards and you're going to feel it pop in, and then you're going to thread it in. You do not want to thread to cross thread these. As you can already see how much taller this is, and you do get new banjo bolt washers for when you put this back together. You're not going to need to do that yet because we still have all this stuff to do. And the next thing we could probably get to deal with is the cable for the clutch. All right, so we're just going to take this 10 mil off right here. Yeah, on the other one you were able to do that, but I need the cable to come this way. Basically, the easiest way to do that is to dial this down, and then you're going to loosen that off so you can get that cable off. So then that comes off, and then we would adjust it when we put it back in. So just push it in, push that out, and then you're done. Okay, so they're going to want you to take this bracket off. To take that off, we're just going to dial it together, both in line, and then you can just pull that apart, and then now you can pull that down. So you got to take these two covers off. Once you take these two covers off, then you can access there. There's an actual bracket that this goes through in here. We're going to just push this through. So you're going to want to put it inside here. Inside here. So there's a lot of adjustment here. So the Burly Brand actually has a bigger adjustment. Take that off. What I like to do is make it so then it's as close to the measurement that it was before. So that's pretty close. Put that in. And we, again, can adjust the cables afterwards. Okay, so that's the cable and the brake line done. So now we can continue up with the controls. Once we take the controls off, we can now do the wiring and the bars. First, we're going to take these out. Okay, so we did actually take the bars out again. That is just a 5 mil Allen for the actual brake lever. There's 4 wires to this. We tape the front up so we don't confuse that, right? And then that comes out. We're going to take these 3 fasteners out, move that out. Throttle tube and stuff should come with it, but we're just going to loosen this for now because the bars need to come up for us to get that out.
I guess it's to make it more difficult.
There's also this here. You got to loosen that off, and that is where that hole goes in. That we're going to take these out, and we'll just take that whole thing with it. On the left side, we're going to take these 2 fasteners out. We have these cables. Again, we could probably get away with just keeping them there, but we're going to remove them anyways. 90-degree connectors on the one side. So we're just going to move that. I'll get the torque specs and stuff like that afterwards when we put it back together.
Even when I tried to do the risers, I did not using a torque wrench.
Should be good enough. All right.
Even an extra little ugga-dugga and should be fine.
All right, so basically the issue here is GoPro decided it didn't like me. So it just shut down. I just lost a little bit of footage, but that's fine. We'll kind of quickly go over it. Gray connector that is behind this connector. This is 14 mil holds that in place. Then this needs to kind of come out, opens up, and then you can access the connector. That's the connector there. Once you end up doing that, the whole left side will come up. So we're going to continue on with the actual wiring. We're going to go through this. It's the one connector, the gray connector on this side, which you're going to end up having to deal with. They want you to trim back the actual tape so then you can see the wires. All you're doing is extending those pins to there. So basically those are the pins that are in there. You're going to be plugging the pins in this, heat shrinking it, and then extending it, so then that's your extended wires. So it's kind of a plug and play, but you have to take it apart. Okay, so basically you're just going to see that, right? All you're going to do is pop these up. So we have a screwdriver. Okay, so you're just going to grab this, and all you're going to do is walk it up. So there's a tab here, right here. These are the ones. Tab here. And all you're going to be doing is lifting this little lock tab here up. Same thing with that side. So this should be a yellow with a blue tracer. Let's see if there's a yellow with blue tracer. Okay, so there is actually yellow with blue. It's just the wire is actually bigger. So inside, it's going to be very hard to see, but inside there's like a little tab on the inside. What I've done is I've grabbed a pick screwdriver and then I've ground it down. That's just what I use at work. You can use a screwdriver if you can get in there, or a small little like a pin of some sort or whatever, and all you're going to do is go in there, lift up, and then grab this wire and pull it out. And then all you're going to do is grab this extension here. You're going to plug it in, right? Okay, so you're just going to heat shrink it, and then you're just going to plug this back into the connector. And then that's going to be the extension. So I'm just going to continue on with that. I'm going to plug them in and try everything first before we go. You had to do both connectors. Again, the reason why I didn't show you each pin is that it would be kind of boring. You got 4 pins coming out of there. I just slit a spot in here and then kind of made it go through there. I'll wrap that up afterwards. Again, we haven't actually heat shrunk anything. We're just testing it. The bars are temporarily put in place. We did not actually put or torque them down yet. Again, this is all test fitting and stuff. So they do give you like a thing that you're supposed to fill in. You basically just go through what it is, what are the empty holes, you just block them out kind of thing, and you just go for what you need. And then that's on the left side. This is how it comes, so it's empty. And then you just fill it out, right? That way there's no confusion. Okay, so now it's to the right hand side controls. So again, we're gonna end up pulling these apart. We're going to end up putting the wiring kits on this. So again, you're going to be wanting to use the wiring. They're going to unplug into here. These are going to plug in, and it's just an extension. It's like a plug and play. So again, with this, it's not really beneficial for me to show you a million and one wires. I can unpin it. I'll unpin one to show you how it's done, and then we'll go from there. So it's in here. You're gonna see inside, I'm not sure if you'll even be able to see that, but there's a little tab in there. All you're gonna do is lift up on that tab and pull that out. Okay, and then this one's going to be the black with white. So you're gonna find the black and white on here. So, or sorry, the white with a black tracer, which is this one here. So again, white with a black tracer. You're just going to grab this. Again, you're wanting to put it in. You push it in, and then you're just going to put some heat shrink over top of that connection, and then that is going to be your extension. Okay, so basically now that we've done all that, we've put it all back together, we've test fitted it, we've now checked to make sure everything's working. Now we can take it apart again and put it all back together after we heat shrink this. Yeah, after that, then we have to adjust the cables, brake fluid bleed. I do have videos on how to do the brake fluid and the cable adjustments, but I'll do a quick kind of once over on this, and then we'll continue on here, and then that should be it. Okay, so that's in. We're just going to end up putting the 2 bolts in that. We got to do the bleeding, get this back on. That's fine. So we're just going to thread it in a little bit. Okay, so that sets in. We're going to do some fine tuning on that afterwards. We have to get this going inside here, so that we'll need to plug. So brake's good. Clutch, we have to make sure that the clutch is okay. Just your engagement point. You can either fine tune it over there, you can also fine tune it up there. It's pretty straightforward. 14 and a 12 there to kind of move it up, and then also you have up there. Anyways, we're just gonna finish it up. It actually is fairly straightforward. It's just time consuming. Anything when you deal with wiring is.
It's a royal pain in the ass.
Fair enough. Anyways, if you do like this channel, if you like this content, give me a thumbs up, like and subscribe. And until next time, guys.